Good morning and welcome to another episode of Moms in Real Estate in the Morning. We are so excited because today we have Katie, one of our partners here at Moms in Real Estate with us. And if you don't know Katie, she is the director of business for a national title company. And one of Katie's superpowers is definitely relationships. And so Katie, you've been in the industry for over 10 years. And you're also obviously a proud mom to a little boy, 6 years old.
Yeah.
And today I'm so excited because you're going to walk us through the power of relationships, right?
Yes. How having a true partner in the business can help. So,
Yes, I love that. And is that going to be in general or specifically for title?
we're going to talk about specific to title. It applies to everything, but yes, specific to title.
Well, I love this. And I will just tell you this last week. I think I've told you this before, Katie, but I've been in the business, 23 plus years, whatever. And I'm a producing agent. And just last week, I was on the phone with one of my partners and she's like, why are you not using so-and-so for title on this? And I was like, I don't know. I didn't think. And she's like, you cannot do this type of sell and not use this person. And it was just one of those things where it was like a reiteration of what we're going to talk about today, the power of like knowing who your people are and what they know and what they can offer you. So we're super excited for this today. Real quick, before we kick off and let Katie give you all her goods, we have two reminders for you. So number one is we are still in our giveaways. We're still celebrating that we are 40,000 plus strong. And so we do have a giveaway from one of our other favorite partners, who is Paige. If you don't know Paige, you should know her. Paige was, I would say up until recently, she was like our queen of templates, but I'm going to say that she has quickly become the queen of an AI clone. And she is all in on that. And so Paige is actually going to be giving away her Simply Paige resource that gives you structure, clarity, results. And so at the end of this, if you've commented and engaged and been here, you'll enter to win that. And then also, keep in mind that our referral network is open and we are running a Black Friday special. So right now you could get $100 through today. You can get $100 off of our referral network. The value, I would say, Kristen, I would love to hear your thoughts, but it is a mastermind and a referral network. So it's not only the first place that ourselves, our partners, and our staff for Moms in Real Estate go to find when somebody's looking for a referral, but also we have a monthly mastermind that's super powerful that creates agent-to-agent relationships and sparks actions to generate more referrals. So what would you say about the referral network, Kristen?
I feel like you just said it. I think the value is, just the price tag on the year-long mastermind it's an absolute no-brainer. The other fact that we have full-time admin that tag you immediately when someone's looking for a referral in your area, it's like, that's huge.
Yeah. And we're toying with one more component, but Chris and I got to iron that out before, but we might have one more smaller space that is going to be very powerful for that network. So you can get it for $249, which just blows my mind. Like every time I think about that, like you want to see ROI, just sign up for the next 5 years. It's going to be worth it. But anyways, enough of that. So the giveaways will come and, oh, wait, this real quick. Christy, I've gotten 3 referrals from the network in the last few months.
So great. I keep hearing, I get like more and more of these text messages over the last couple months. I love that. Yay, yep. Christy.
Yeah, I love that too. And I've got 2 going in escrow from it. So millions of dollars being transacted there. Okay, Katie, we are going to share your screen.
Okay.
Just pop it up and then I will share it for you. And we're going to let Katie jump right in.
Sounds good.
Hopefully everybody is out of their food comas from the weekend and like ready to jump back in.
Let me know when you can see it because I can't see you at the same time that I can see it. So
okay. Yeah, I don't see your screen yet. So you just
hit present on my side.
Yes. Yep. Okay. And then we'll pop it up.
Okay. That would make sense, wouldn't it? All right.
There it is.
All right. Perfect. Let's make this bigger. There we go.
Cute. I love your gear too. Every time you're wearing it, I'm like, it's so cute.
I wanted to tag you this morning and I was like, wait, is her handle homegirl? Like I think of all your things, Katie, except your handle. I was like, darn it. But yes, I love it too.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, the homegirl sweatshirt I used to wear before I even had the podcast, and I was at lunch with one of my clients trying to think of a name for the podcast, wearing that sweatshirt, and she was like, why don't you make it I'm Your Homegirl? I was like, okay.
Well, lots of comments coming in on how cute the branding is and how much they love your pink. So
Aw,
it's doing its job.
perfect. Well, let me know if there are like questions and comments that come in, because again, I can't see them. So if you can flag them for me, that would be super helpful.
Yes.
Perfect. Well, again, Randy kind of set up my intro for me, but I am the Director of Business Development for a national title company and now the title partner nationally for this group that I love and adore so much. And I really am a firm believer that having the right people in your circle that you can relate to and genuinely feel supported by can make all of the difference in the world. It really has for me. So we'll kind of dive into what that can look like specifically from a title perspective. I was thinking about it when I was, thinking about what I'm going to say for this part of it. And I'm like, oh my God, I've been in the real estate industry for almost 15 years in January. It makes me feel like an ancient fossil in the world of real estate, but I just genuinely love everything about this industry. I'm a real estate nerd. I could talk about it all day, but over the last 2 years, I've really honed in on the niche of working with other moms in the business, and my passion for what we do has just grown exponentially because of it. So I am super excited to chat with all of you ladies today. So this picture probably resonates with a lot of us as moms. It can feel like pure chaos. If you know, you know. Balancing real estate with mom life, it can feel like an Olympic sport getting out the door some days. It does most days for me. But I think of that image of the cat in the hat where he's like juggling things in the air, like that is what it feels like for us most days. So anytime that I can try and take something off of your plate so it feels a little bit less like that, I absolutely try and do that. Like I said, I have a little one myself. He's 6 years old, so I get it. It is a serious, never-ending job to try and create some kind of work-life balance. So having someone that can take anything off your plate and give you one more second of your day back, I know can be helpful. So that's what we try and do around here. And so my conversations that I have with any potential new client, like I really try and get out of them, like what is going to be helpful for them specifically when it comes to working with a title company? What do they really need and want out of that, hopefully, relationship where it's, things are reciprocated. So what I hear all the time is fast responses. You need to look like a rock star to your clients. And if you send us an email and we're not responding to it and your client is waiting for an answer and you're like, did they even see my email? When are they going to respond? What should I say back to my client? We don't want that. I know how stressful that can be. So I know how important a fast response is. If there's a situation where we need to check with underwriting or something and we're not going to be able to give you an immediate answer, we will always at least let you know that we've seen your email. We're going to get back to you as soon as we possibly can. So that way you can at least go back to your buyer or your seller and say, hey, I've already reached out to the title company about that. As soon as they have an answer, I will get back to you. And then everybody can have some peace of mind. Clear communication, no jargon. We don't expect you to be experts in title. That's not your job. That's our job. So our job is to make sure that when we need to communicate something to you, that we're not saying it in this like mumbo jumbo that doesn't make sense to you, or that you can't relay back to your buyers or sellers that you're working with. So you should always know exactly what we're trying to say to you. We can always jump on a phone call if it needs more explanation than email or text or whatever the case may be. But either way, no matter what way we're communicating, you should be able to walk away knowing exactly what we mean. No last minute chaos. So the worst thing in the world is if you had just known sooner, you could have eliminated this last minute blow up right before closing. So we always try and stay ahead of the game with anything that could become an issue later on. So an example I always like to use is maybe you have a transaction where the signer is an LLC. And so upfront, we're always going to be asking for all those LLC docs upfront, really hammering home the reminders if we're, take some nagging to get those docs back. But we don't want to find out last minute that maybe the signer is different than who they originally thought. And so there's just different documents that can be needed as part of that. Again, we always try and stay ahead of the game, so none of that last minute chaos happens. That is the worst right before closing. And someone that just gets the rhythm of your day. I understand as a mom that you are fitting work into the pockets in between family life and things with your kids. So if the first chance you got to check your email is 8 o'clock at night on a Friday, I get it. And so I'm just a text or an email away and I can get back to you as soon as possible. You don't have to wait for business hours to get a response. And we also have some technology related to that too that we'll dive into later. But, just someone that's able to meet you where you are in your day versus, having to work around business hours of a title company, I think is incredibly helpful as moms too. So why a national partner matters. I mean, I could tell a million stories why this has saved so many transactions for us specifically, where I know if I had not had that national support, that it just would have been chaos or it wouldn't have been done as efficiently, yada, yada. So more support. We have over 30 employees. We are small enough that we can cater to your specific business, how you like to operate. We can take that feedback and kind of manipulate it to work for you specifically in your business. But we're also not big enough where there's 47 layers in between who you're working with and management, that if we need to, manipulate something that's in a gray area, or if we need to make a common sense exception, it's not, a week before we get an answer, or we can't even get that answer. And the guidelines are the guidelines. So this is what we have to do. I have one boss, it's the owner of the company, and he is a phone call away and always gets back to me right away. So we're always able to make, like I said, common sense exceptions at times. And just, again, we have a huge team behind us that we can be super efficient, even while catering to your specific business. Consistency everywhere. I think this is huge. Maybe you have a transaction that is, maybe you're an agent in Florida and your buyer is buying a second home from Colorado, and it's more convenient for them to be able to close in Colorado rather than travel all the way just for closing to Florida. No problem. We just send a closer to wherever they want to close in Colorado, whether that's their work or their home, their favorite coffee shop, whatever the case may be. We do that kind of stuff all the time. So it is literally no problem for us. We've been doing it for years and years. So it's just something we have down to a science. Or maybe you're an agent that is licensed in multiple states. Like for me personally, I'm in Delaware. So most of the agents that I work with are licensed in Delaware, New Jersey, Maryland, and Pennsylvania, because it's all so close. You could be working with one buyer that's open to living in all states because they're all so close to each other. So having one point of contact, that same person you can work with in any of those states, you don't have to think about like, oh, I'm in New Jersey, so this is the title company that I'm working with, or, oh, I'm in Maryland, so this is the title company that I'm working with. It's the same across the board. Your same point of contact, myself and the escrow officer that I assign you to on every single deal. And I just think that creates so much peace of mind and seamlessness that you may not even realize how important that is. Strong compliance. I mean, we are audited all the time. We are best practices certified from Alta. That's something that we take really seriously. Fraud prevention, huge. All of that kind of stuff we keep that a priority and top of mind at all times so that you can feel like your deals are in safe and secure hands at all times. We have invested so much time and money into our technology to keep that a forefront and stay ahead of the curve rather than, trying to keep up with the times. So I really feel like we've done an amazing job at bringing high technology, ahead of the curve to keep, again, making you look like a rock star to your clients, keeping things as convenient and easy and time saving as we possibly can. And we'll dive into those specifics more too. And then national resources. Again, this is something that has saved so many deals for us, just being able to have contacts all across the nation, whether it's closers that can close anywhere in the country, whether it's having multiple underwriters that, maybe I actually just had one where it was a $2.5 million refi in California, and one underwriter told us no, that the max they would insure is up to $1 million. So we have 4 other underwriters that we can run it through, and it was no big deal. We just moved it to another underwriter. The lender doesn't even know that we did this on the back end. It's all seamless behind the scenes. We keep things moving and it's no problem. So stuff like that is just huge, makes us super efficient, and is a game changer for me, honestly. So the power of technology. This is probably our CEO, Stephen, probably one of his favorite topics. He loves technology. But I think maybe to bring this to life, I was going to kind of paint a picture of what this could look like, because some people are like, well, what does it look like to work with you when you're not local to me? So let's say we had a meeting, you decide we're going to start working together. I set you up with a portal that we have called Title Pro. You can pull property reports that gives you all the information on the property. You can even pull deeds, previous mortgage notes. You can see every transaction that's taken place on the property, tax information, whether they're delinquent on taxes, school information, demographics, comps. I mean, it has like everything you could possibly think of on that particular property. It also has farming data, so you can farm a specific neighborhood or specific area that you want to start tapping into and sending mailers, or you can actually even get phone numbers as long as they're not on the do not call registry. And you can cold call if you want to go that route. I know agents have huge success with this. Not my thing, but kudos to the agents that are great at that. But so we have all of that. So let's say I set you up with that. You start farming your area. Eventually you get a buyer because of it. So you start taking your buyer on tours. When you show up for your day of tours, you print property reports for every single one of those houses that they're going to look at, so they can page through all the information on that property as they're physically in the property. They have all the information right at their fingertips. Again, you look like a rock star that is super prepared. Maybe you got a listing from that farming data. And so again, you can come prepared to that listing appointment with a full property report on their home. It makes you look super well versed and knowledgeable about their property before you've even spoken to them. So then that buyer, they go under contract. Okay, great. How in the world do I get this earnest money deposit to Katie? She's not local to me. Like, do I mail a check to her? Do I need to drive to her office? Absolutely not. We have an app for that. You can literally download an app, or your buyer can download the app, take a picture of the front and the back of their check. It uploads directly to our escrow account. We can see it instantly. So I can give peace of mind to the listing agent that we have the EMD in our possession essentially instantaneously. There's no waiting for a check to arrive in the mail. But of course, like I said, we can cater to everybody. We're flexible that way. So maybe you have an old school buyer that just isn't on the up and up with technology, and maybe they would rather mail the check to us. We can send a FedEx label. We can overnight it to our office, not a problem. And they can, of course, wire it. That's always an option too. So now we are through that part. We've gotten under contract. Everybody's excited. Now your buyer is like, okay, well, I really want to be as prepared as possible for closing day. So I want to see what the title costs are going to look like. My lender is giving me an estimate of what lender fees look like. I want to know what the title costs look like. So what do I need to email Katie? Do I need to wait for a quote? We have an app for that too. So you can pull buyer estimates with just the property address, the loan amount, if there's a loan involved, and the purchase price. And then you can instantly have it at your fingertips. You can do it right from your phone. You can email that directly to your client. Again, I don't even need to be in the picture. It makes you look like a rock star again, that you were able to provide this quote instantly. You weren't waiting hours or business hours. None of that. You can also pull seller net sheets from there too. So if your seller's trying to compare offers, you don't even need to do the math yourself. You can just plug everything in and it will spit everything out for you. Again, that you can either save or email to your clients. So now we are in the thick of it. We are coming up on closing day. This buyer has so many questions. They're like, what is title insurance? When are we closing? Just driving you crazy with a million different questions. And a lot of them are title related. And you're like, oh God, is there an easy way that they could just ask these questions directly to the title company? And there is. So as soon as we open a transaction with someone, we have a texting platform that we call Buddy. And that's why you'll see the little retriever there. We call him Buddy the Retriever. So they will get a text message as soon as we open the order. That is an open line of communication. They can text it back. They can actually text it back in any language. So if English is not their first language, they can respond in whatever their primary language is and get responses in that specific language. But you can just direct them to that. Hey, remember when you got that text in the beginning? Anything title related, just shoot them a text. It'll get back to you instantly. So maybe they work nights and they work nights. And so that's when they're up. So they have a question at 2 o'clock in the morning, they can text it in the middle of the night and still get an instant answer. So that has also been a game changer for us. Maybe it's you that just, I cannot find this email. I know we talked about where and when we're closing. I cannot find this email to save my life. You can also text it and it will give you an instant answer. Or maybe it's like, I know they sent me wire instructions for a day of closing. I cannot find them to save my life. Text Buddy, hey, what's your wire instructions? Sends it over instantly. So that is kind of a holistic picture of how we use our technology, how it's been such a game changer, saving clients time, making them look amazing to their clients. So that's kind of it in a nutshell.
Okay, so we had lots of comments coming in around net sheets. You always get us as agents at net sheets. I text one of my title reps like 3 times, 4 or 5 times a week. I'm like, I need a new net sheet. And then also around the text. So I love that. I really love the fact that you said that you have Buddy. Kristen, I kind of thought of like Leo. Yes, I'll call the mailman. Yes, I'll call them. I'm so sorry, guys. I got to call the mailman to see where our Amazon order is. But yes, Kristen, it kind of made me think of Leo, right? It's like their own Leo.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And one thing I really love, Katie, that you're talking about too, is like a couple weeks ago, you and I were on a call and I couldn't remember what I wanted to say. But what I wanted to say was that I had a program I had started, Homes for Heroes. Mm-hmm. And I will never forget that, like, I was working so hard for this program, in this program to like take great care of my clients. Yeah. And after the closing of one of them, they called me and they were like, well, when are we going to get our credit, our rebate? And I was like, well, you already got that. And it was a huge aha for me that like there was a disconnect with my title partner because they weren't like edifying what I was doing for them or even pointing that out or creating any excitement. Like, oh my goodness, look at this here on the line. This is where your agent credited you X. And I was like, oh man, like I was so excited. I was giving thousands of dollars back to clients as a thank you for being in service. And it wasn't even like being celebrated or pointed out. So that was another thing I wanted to say is so powerful in the partnerships.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, the theme here is trying to make you look like a rock star. So if there's little things like that we can highlight to, again, just make you look better in the eyes of the client, we want that. I love seeing my clients win. So any chance I get to highlight those kind of moments, absolutely take advantage of it.
Yeah, I love that. Skylar was just saying that, love it. Having a good title and escrow can fully make or break the transaction from the start. So I agree. Love that app. And yeah, Christy, they didn't mention it at all. Okay. So you are national, Katie. And so you guys are able to serve all markets, but I do know that you have a very strong presence in, a good handful. Do you want to recap for everybody, like those markets? Again, if you're in any market, reach out to Katie. She can get that relationship built and get that going. But real quick, just so the agents watching know, what are your like top 10 markets?
I mean, really the entire East Coast, because we are based on the East Coast, is kind of where we're really heavily based. Again, we do close transactions nationally, but the East Coast is where we see the most of our volume. So that's where we're going to be the most well-versed, have the most contacts, et cetera, et cetera. Our physical office is in Maryland. We have hybrid offices in Virginia and Florida. I'm based out of Delaware. So again, that's kind of why most of our volume is in that area.
Well, we will need to connect you. Kristen and I both just partnered with another gal at Real that's in Virginia. And then I had a partner who I love, and she's an amazing friend of mine. And we actually host a Christian podcast together that has a big team in Virginia. So we'll have to get you connected because they do a lot in Virginia.
Yeah, Virginia is absolutely it's probably definitely top 5, maybe top 3 states.
Nice. Yeah. I feel like I need to go visit Virginia.
I feel like I've been feeling like that a lot. There's
really?
Like 2 places. One's Virginia and the other one's St. Louis. Like I need to go there in 2026
Okay, well, if you go to Virginia,
so we can go.
That's an easy drive for me, so I better get an invite.
I will totally tell you if I go there.
I'm begging Kristen for moms in real estate meetups, like periodically, in different parts of the country. But I also know exactly what goes into it, and I love you all to death. But we have women that are continually like, have a meetup, we want to come, have a retreat, we want to come, and then we do it, and they're like, oh, I've got a million things, I don't know if I can come. So I also am like, okay, I'm just gonna sit and wait, and like what works out naturally we'll do. So I love that. Okay, real quick, there was one more comment. Oh, Christy's kiddo station there. I didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
I didn't know that either. So apparently we all need to go to Virginia.
We'll go to Virginia.
Okay, so real quick, I'm going to share our screen. And so I think there was, hopefully we got everybody on here because we had a lot of comments, especially on the side. So real quick, hopefully we got them. I don't think we missed anybody, but we had a lot of comments coming in on all the different platforms. So we're going to go ahead and spin. And again, this is for Paige's guide and resource to all things. So Angelica, go ahead and spin the wheel. Maybe. we're just going to stare at it.
Usually it goes fast.
Yeah, it does. I wonder if her computer's frozen.
Did you pull it up or did Angelica?
It's pulled up on their screen. I mean, I pulled it up onto our screen, but it's pulled up on theirs, so I can't spin it. But if you drop me the link, if the team drops me the link, I can pull it up directly. Oh, wait, it's spinning. It's spinning. It's spinning.
It's trying.
I know, it's slow. It might be like an internet.
I think it's an internet. Oh, wait, no, it's like now it's spinning fast. Sorry to everybody that it almost hit, right?
Christy
Colby.
Yay.
I love that. Christy is always, she prioritizes all the moms in real estate things. So I absolutely love that she
deserves this. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, she taps into all the resources and things that we have. So thank you again. Thank you again, Katie, for being here today. We loved having you. And, if you're watching this, whether you're a brand new agent, whether you're a seasoned agent, it's so important that we go into 2026 intentional. I think with so much disruptions and so much noise and lawsuits, the superpower each one of us have is our individual relationships. And so if you have not already built out those title relationships, again, especially if you're on the East Coast, but no matter where you are, reach out to Katie, connect with her. She wants to be a resource. And thank you, Katie, for being a partner of ours.
Yes, of course. So happy to be part of this group. It's the best.
Well, we appreciate it. And we will talk to you ladies soon. Bye, guys. See you next week.
Bye. Thanks.